I'm
Actually,
glad
you
I
know
was
what?
able to contribute to a name.
I'll just sit back and listen. I'm not gonna wait.
Alright, greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. I'm Spastic, and, where's my Skype? Here, yeah, these people.
Yep,
Hey.
people. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I'm Roy Elliott, or Chibi Chan, and this is Chapter 5 of Mind the Gap.
And also
The
our voices
enemy
are coming out
of
of
my
episode.
enemy.
And not to mention, this is also an attempt to help me go to sleep, because I am going to admit this with a straight face, cannot
And-
really go to sleep without a story.
And she is very sleepy.
Not really.
We even tried giving her an improv once and that failed.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed, it did.
Alright, so getting on topic. If you guys want to recap, watch the last episode.
But basically,
Indeed.
Isaac, normal dude, gapped into Gensokyo. Well, not really gapped, he just walked into his room and BAM! Gensokyo happened. And he ran into Aya, and now he's walking with her new assistant, Serena, and Reimu thinks that he's another Gappy Stew, but turns out he's not really.
Serena took off a while ago at the beginning of the last chapter to go write a story about how the Kappa don't actually make any of the technology they have. They just bring it over from the outside world.
If I know one thing, it's that Reimu just hates anyone who's is partially Gappy Stew.
Or just
Yep.
Gappy.
Alright, so starting off on Chapter 5, Enemy of My Enemy. I just like to say that title.
Yes, it's pretty sweet.
If someone edits this, they should add an Enemy of My Enemy chart. That counts how many times I say Enemy of My Enemy. Because
Ding.
Enemy of My Enemy is fun
Ding.
to say.
Enemy of my enemy.
Hey, it would only work for me.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, say it.
Okay.
Anyway,
I think we're up to like 5 now.
Isaac Rao.
anyway.
The rage he was feeling to the black-haired girl slowly starting to subside as he turned and walked away. He decided to follow the blonde woman's instructions and calm himself down. Reaching into his pocket, he found a few coins in them, and a slip of paper. He pulled the paper out and looked to it, smirking. Please excuse Reimu. She's not feeling so well. Enjoy some lunch, and I will see you in about an hour. Signed, Yukari. He read it inside his head, then pulled out a coin. So, that was Yukari. Maybe she can send me home. He sighed and walked back to the main street, glancing over to the man preaching. His crowd had become much larger than before, but still, Isaac paid no mind to it. He walked into the small bar-like diner that he had walked past before, and sat down inside, ordering some dumplings to help clear his head. The waiter nodded and walked away, leaving him alone with a glass of water.
Dumplings.
Before the waiter came back, another
delicious.
man sat across from Isaac's table. What's a guy like you doing in a place like this? He asked, looking slightly uninterested in where he sat. Not in the mood for chit-chat, just here to think. Sorry, Isaac said, taking a drink. Yeah, I saw that fight. Not too pretty. Reimu is not one you want to get in a fight with. Man said, making Isaac look up from the glass. You have my attention. Start talking. Isaac said, Good! First things first. I'm Graham Shepard. Nice to meet you. He said and put out a hand, letting Isaac shake it. Isaac, he replied and put his hand back on the water glass. Well, Isaac, as you can tell by my shirt and jeans, I'm not a local here, like you. I was sitting at home one day and found myself here when I went to my room. He shrugged. I guess it was similar for you? Isaac was hesitant to answer him, but he says... sorry. Lost my place for a second there. Isaac was hesitant to answer him, but after he said something afterwards. Yeah, pretty much the same for me, he replied, finally, and looked down to the man with blonde hair in front of him. Green eyes looked back to him, a perfect smile below them. Something about this man made Isaac feel sick. Despite the looks, Isaac could just feel that this man was an evil man, one covered in the slime of his crimes. Well,
Inside or what?
What?
Super insight or what?
No, it's just, you ever met somebody who, the moment you meet them, you can just tell, I'm not gonna like this person.
Many times.
Well, I can tell a person's sleazy, but not necessarily evil.
It's basically like, this person just seems like they're not on the straight and narrow. They're not a good person. I've met a couple people like that, and that's where I drew that part from.
Okay. Though my personal approach is make them normal as possible until they're under pressure. Like Jack Diehard, he's like a background character the first time you see him, but when he's denied the chance to get to go against Soko, then he turns into the horrible, evil person that you think he is.
Yeah,
Neat, when they actually show their emotions.
Yeah, I could change that one a little. I think I might.
Tone it down slightly.
Yeah, it's just, I've actually met a couple people that the moment I met them, I could just tell that this person is not a good person.
I found that out when I met my friend Squirrel, who is in fact several years older than me.
Okay then.
Never mind.
Just weird. Alright. Well, it's good to meet someone who's in the same boat as me, he said gleefully. I think we should work together. You and me, birds of a feather and such. He nodded. Think about what the two of us could do. Both from the outside world, with outside knowledge, we could do anything. We could make this world such a better place. Make everyone's lives so much easier. I've already got the support of some of the people in this town, and I'm going to go and try and convince some of the Tengu next. Come with me. We can work to make this place paradise, he exclaimed. Isaac pondered this for a moment, then shook his head no. As tempting of an offer as it was, Isaac didn't plan to stay here long enough to make any lasting impressions. Sorry, man. I don't plan to stay here that long. I want to get home before I get fired for not showing up for work. Graham seemed to understand, nodding his head and standing up. Well, it's your choice. I wish you get home swiftly and safely, my friend, he said, grabbing a brown stick-looking object and walking off just as the waiter brought Isaac his food.
I'm sort of thinking he was like a loan shark-looking guy, like chewing on a toothpick and flipping a nickel.
Yes. Isaac ate in silence, wondering what it meant that he wasn't the only one from the outside world here. He couldn't get the man's offer out of his head, like an incessant buzzing that wouldn't leave. What if I do get stuck here? Maybe I will take him up on that offer, he thought, finishing his food, leaving the money for it on the food on the table? What? My bad.
Typos.
Yep.
That's what we got readings for.
Oh yeah. Staring out at the diner before almost running into someone. Where are you off to in such a hurry, dear? Oh, you're Yukari, right? Isaac said, looking to the woman he had been seeing over and over again since he arrived. Yes, dear, that is my name. I assume Aya and her new apprentice were the ones who told you? The woman said, walking off to the side so not to obstruct traffic into the diner. Isaac nodded and followed, giving her all she needed to know. I thought as much. Well, if you have calmed down enough to speak with Reimu calmly, then I suppose... She was about to finish, when she was cut off by someone nearly barreling into them from the sky. I nearly crashed into the diner as she stopped, and then turned to them. Yukari! We need Reimu and Marissa! Someone's attacking the Tengu with an army of human yokai! She panted. End chapter 5.
Oh my god, I don't want to go to sleep. I want to find out what happens next.
Problem is he hasn't written it.
Though the whole
Sorry.
though it seems to be common though that Aya comes out of nowhere to announce that the Tengu village is under attack.
I don't know whether or not
the
it's
actual
for that to happen.
the actual reason I have for that is because I assume that the Tengu village and the human village are kind of far off. So Aya would have already gotten there since she left earlier.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And she would have been able to get back with news. Which this also brings up the point that Serene's walking into an to an attack.
No!
Still, wait a minute. Well, actually, I don't know if this
Well,
will be
flying.
spoilers or not. But I have a feeling I know what's going on, and I might just discuss this later after the reading.
Alright, right now, I'm just gonna say any critiques, questions, comments, suggestions, chat included here, anything?
I have a statement. Write the next damn chapter!
I plan on doing that tomorrow.
Okay.
Or later today, since it's like 1:10.
Indeed.
Yep.
I
It
really want to
kinda
know what
feels
happened.
Abrupt, that's all. Like, I'm not used to
Yeah, it was
chapters
rather
ending
quick.
that.
Yeah, I
quickly.
know. Honestly, the reason it was so quick is because I think I might change it a little to make the fight in this chapter instead of the last chapter.
I like him so like gets like right to like an action scene at the beginning. For instance, The Lovely Bones. I love that book because the first chapter was rape. Not that I'm saying rape is okay.
We all know that you started talking about rape in the stream and read us that entire damn chapter.
I'm not saying rape is okay or anything, but still.
Actually, it's more like spread out maybe a couple, like either another chapter before suddenly incident happens. Because if what I'm thinking is happening, then there will be some weird contradictions. But I'll talk about that later. Well,
Okay.
I can't really talk about it in the stream. It's pretty spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Stream, anything you guys want to say? Comments, questions, suggestions? Anything not really too plot related? My question above. Wait, what, right? Really? What? Oh, EX Porygon. He has a question, but I can't find it.
Do they need Reimu and Marisa?
Reimu and Marissa are the ones they just go to immediately for any incident, so yes.
Aren't they
Yes,
like the
do.
main yokai hunters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
So
But-
then, therefore, it justifies.
Yeah, and considering this is
So
kind
you're
of
just-
odd because they're
So
having
your argument
not
is
only
invalid.
humans, but not only yokai, but humans too in this fight.
Watch Broly Diamondback come in.
No, Brawly will not be making a cameo.
Damn it.
That kind of makes me sad.
And
We
if he
just wanna
does,
see
there's
Sharon.
unfinished scenes in Diamond in the Rough where Broly, Diamondback, and his beast sit out all of the incidents that pass by in their time in Gensokyo. Except the one that gets him killed.
That also makes me sad.
Like, ex-Rumi attacks, and they're like, where the hell is Broly? He could knock her out in one hit. And Broly's back at his house training.
I'm sad, Zaig quoted Marissa.
Take a
And in
shot.
this timeline, I want to try to avoid as many training scenes as possible.
Yeah, honestly, this fic has no training scenes. Isaac is literally pretty much being thrown into this one.
I'm writing this one fic where I started writing in science class because boredom. And basically, this kid, he's like 8, he just turned 18, and he stumbles into his room, it's pitch black, he says, "Are you there? I know you are." He switches on his lamps, Yukari's just standing there with a gift in front of her and says, "Hello, Andrew, happy 18th birthday," etc., etc., etc. Blah, 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 a little bit of cost
Probably
porn,
goop.
not
Is
much.
that random enough for you, Archer?
And then, like, he asked her, like, how old she is and where she's from and what she is, and she just looks at him, thinks, bam, make-out scene. He's
Wait, what?
What?
I think that's just a good old-fashioned lemon right there.
Baby parents.
Yeah, she just, like, kisses him out of nowhere. She's, like, about to fall into it, and he's like, whoa, wait, stop. Seriously, tell me the truth. We've known each other for so many years. You're my best friend. I've told you everything, and
Wait,
you've told me
So
Jack.
many years?
Yeah.
How long has this been going on?
thinking about making it like 4 or 5.
Sweet
But we'll talk
lord.
about this later.
Hmm?
All right, with
Is
that,
Yukari a
you-
pedophile?
with that Yukari pedophilia, I think we'll end this recording here. This has been Spaz Geek.
Okay.
Yes. And
Abster.
Mini Witch 3.
And surprisingly, Burly Diamondback.
Norineka Sparks.
Chibi Chen.
Signing off.
Good night.